as nonfiction readers, but I want to bring it up again. And that's that readers really work to explain what we're learning by telling it to ourselves and to others in our own words. I want to really talk about this today because as we're working in teams, you know a lot of information that you research. But what we have to make sure about is that we can explain it really clearly. And in order to explain it really clearly to someone else, to teach someone else, we have to first make sure that we really understand it. And one way to show that we really understand it is by telling it to ourselves after we read. So here's what I mean. This book is called The Wonderful World of Plants. We've looked at it before. There's a lot of information in here. So I'm going to go to a section. And in order to make sure that I can really explain what I learned, I'm going to read it and then see, can I tell it to myself in my own words? Can I get all the big important information and some of those important details? Could I teach someone else it? And can I remember it? Can I teach someone else it? But in order to do that, I need to make sure that I can tell it to myself first. So this section is called, How Do Seeds Travel? Plants can't walk, so how do they reach new ground? A few seeds may have already been lying dormant in the soil, but the rest use a variety of transportation modes, including wind, water, animals, and explosions to reach the site. Humans scatter seeds too. Some seeds are designed to rotate like helicopter blades. Seed pods ripen, then dry out, and open to release the mature seeds inside. Light, buoyant seeds float on water to new locations. This is how the biggest seed, the coconut, travels. Small, light seeds can be blown long distances by the wind. Okay, so this part, how do seeds travel? Well, let me see if I can explain it to myself. So, there's some seeds that have been lying in the ground for a while, and they can, then they can grow into new plants. But there's other seeds that move by things like wind, water, explosions, or animals. Okay, so I can explain it to myself. I'm going to see if I can tell you more details. So some seeds are like helicopter blades, where the wind pushes them and they travel really far. Other seeds are so light, like from the dandelion seed, that when the wind blows, they just travel, they spread. Some seeds float, like that coconut, like the coconut seed. They're so light that they can float on water. I think I really understand it. Now when I go to my partnership today, not only can I tell them what I read, but I can really explain it to them. How do seeds travel? So as a reader, I read the information, I told it to myself. Because I could tell it to myself, then I'm sure, I'm confident I can teach it to you. That's what readers do. They really work hard to learn the information. They read it, they tell it to themselves, and then they share it with others to make sure that they can teach it. So we're going to practice what this section called Leaves, Leaves, Leaves. I'm going to read this section to you. I want you to think about what you learned in your own words, and then you're going to practice telling it to each other. Leaves, leaves, leaves. Leaves are the food factories of plants. The bigger and wider the leaf, the more food it is able to make. Over millions of years, leaves have developed into different shapes and sizes to suit their particular environment. Here's some different leaves. Simple leaves, a double compound leaf. This is a palmate leaf, a hand-like. Spines are leaves, needles, scales. There's a tooth leaf, a variegated leaf. So think about what that section was about. What did you learn about leaves? Right now, tell it to yourself. And give me a thumb up when you're confident that you can teach your partner what you just learned in here.
Way more than small.
Alright, so here. One of the things I was just talking about is that we have to remember also, when we tell it, when we teach, is it necessary that we use exactly the same words? No. We have to put it in our own words. That's what teaching is. We're learning it. We're not just rereading it from the book or trying to remember exactly the words. We tell it in our own words. Today, always, readers, when you read something, to make sure that you really understand it, one thing you can do is try to tell it to yourself, and then tell it to someone else in your own words to make sure that you understand it and you can teach it. Today, practice that with one of your sections, one story. Tell it to yourself. You can mark it. You might even want to write a few important words on a sticky note. Kind of help you remember it. And then when you get with your partner, you're going to tell them what you learned. Not by reading it, but by sharing and putting it in your own words. All right, readers, from the high. If you are Reader Kalijah,